Welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to do a lot of things that are on my to-do list. I have been gathering some things that I want to get out of my craft room, and I want to do a little bit of organizational crafting as well, and I need to make a card. So let's go ahead and get started, and if I don't have something linked in the description box, go ahead and leave a comment and I will try my best to link it for you. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first craft is this little mini mailbox that I found at Hobby Lobby. I thought it'd be so cute, oh man, to put or give this to my daughter. And gosh, this is not coming up nicely. Oh my goodness, let me get this tag off real quick. Oh man. Okay, that did not want to come off, but I put my heat gun on it. I told it otherwise. You are coming off. Okay, so got some more stickiness on it. But anyway, so I thought this would be fun for her to play with. She can make little crafts, and she could send it out to whomever. Like, she loves sending crafts to her Nana, my mother, and so she could put it in there, and then when my mom mails something back to her, she can I can put it in there for her, or she could just play with it. So I'm using some vinyl that I got from Michael's. It's kind of this, I don't know if you can tell, let me see if I can, it's a shimmer pink vinyl, except it's not shimmer, it just appears to be shimmer. And don't tell me. Okay, sometimes this vinyl is super fun to work with, and I say that very, very sarcastically. Oh goodness. Okay, well, we're gonna have to, oh shiznit. Sorry. We're gonna have to put this on fast forward, or you guys are gonna be hearing someone, it's not gonna be a kid-friendly show. Okay, let me go ahead and put this on fast forward, put some music on while I get this weeded out, or I try to weed it out at least. Okay, I needed it to, for my sanity, I had to switch to vinyls. That was absolutely terrible. I guess I should have known better. I've worked with that vinyl before. It all came screaming at me, and I was like, yeah, that's not happening. I've never been mistaken for a patient person, and no amount of patience I had in me or left of me from the day was going to get me through weeding out that vinyl. Oh my goodness. It was just, oh, so fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. Luckily, this is just weeding out perfectly. Now, it's not glittery, but you know what? She doesn't even know about this, so it's going to be a nice little surprise for her tomorrow morning. She'll have so much fun with it. She is like, I wouldn't say just now, but she's really, so she's an only child and will always be an only child. I wouldn't say always, but anyway, so her self-entertaining, her self-entertaining has been a challenge. And don't get me wrong, I love playing with her. She's fun to play with, and she's not as repetitive as a lot of kids are. Like, let's just do it again. She can be, but any kid really is. But so she's, anyways, so, which I can't stand the repetitiveness. Anyway, so she's just finally starting to self-entertain, and I wouldn't say finally, but today, for example, I was trying to get some things done. I wouldn't say we meal prep, but we figure out the meals we are going to have throughout the week. And I'm cutting these apart because I want to just going to be easier that way with how close they are to get it on my transfer tape. But anyways, but she did such a good job, and it just made me, you know, playing by yourself, so it just made me very happy because, you know, as an only child, you kind of have to learn to play by yourself because, you know, we're always not always available to play. We have chores we got to do. So, but anyways, I think she'll have fun playing with this. I'll put a cute little letter in there for her. And so the idea is just to kind of place it, oh, careful, it rips, kind of everywhere on the, let me see here, on the mailbox. Sorry, my card was falling. I had it sitting upright and it was falling down and it scared me. Okay, so let's just go ahead and you gotta be really careful. I'm keep on ripping that. There. I don't know, it might be hard for you guys to see, but it is, you can see it pretty good in person. So let's put some music on while I finish this up. Alrighty, last one, and if you noticed in the speed up, I did cut some of them off just to kind of appear, just to make it appear that that pattern does continue. And I don't know, it might have been really hard to see on camera because this is such a fair light pink that, and I was able to use one little transfer tape for everything, so that was pretty cool. But how sweet is that? You know, I guess I could have done one more here, but I guess it was not. That's alright. She ain't gonna care. Alright, so it just opens up that way, and there we go. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. I'm gonna clean this up first, and then we'll bring out the next craft. I love flamingos. They are so cute. I already sprayed this. Did I? No, I didn't spray this down. I need to spray this down. My husband and I were going through our kitchen cabinets and just trying to spring clean and get rid of a few things, and we came across some tumblers, and I say some, I mean a lot of tumblers. So I am going to kind of keep a rule to myself that if I make a tumbler for I have tons of tumblers that I kept and tons I donated, and so the rule is if I do a tumbler like this, okay, even though it's a coffee cup, right, I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to rotate things out. So I'll take this out, take the vinyl off, and then do a different tumbler, and do a design. So you'll see these rotate throughout my channel, or you may not. I may end up just donating it after a while, and take it from there. So so this is, as I said before, this is take 2 because I used Cricut's foil adhesive, and that was a mistake. My gosh, that was a huge mistake because my Cricut did not cut it all the way, and it never does. Who am I kidding? It just never does cut nicely on Cricut adhesive foil. Let me tell you, I have always had problems with it, so I know it's not a blade issue. It's just, and this is a new machine. I had an older machine, like 2 different machines. I had a Maker, then the Explorer 3, and now I have another Explorer 3, and it just has always never cut. And I just don't know why I still have it in my craft room. I just need to get rid of it. Give it to my sister, let her be tortured by it. So anyways, I'm using Tech Wrap foil. Now the only difference is it was a matte foil, and this is not matte. So there's that. And I created a shadow layer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick a little bit of the foil off, or the vinyl off of the parchment paper, and I'm just going to do that to get it aligned instead of having to commit right away to it. And this just allows you to move it without committing, and then you just want to make sure you have enough foil that's sticking out so that way you can have at least some adhesion once you are ready to commit, which I am now. So I'm going to hold that down and push that part down where the vinyl is sticking. And then I'm going to lift this up carefully, and then I'm going to remove that and put this down. Okay, that's how it works. So get yourself some parchment paper. It is really nice and useful, especially when you're working with larger projects. Not so much overlaying it with other vinyl, but just when you're working with larger projects. Okay, so so the reason why I did pink, first of all, the pink matches, and then there's actually a gold flecks in there. I don't know if you can tell, so that's why I decided to kind of mimic that. So I'm actually going to stand that up, and I know you guys can't see it, but, and you also, yeah, we don't have to worry about, I think there's a seam. Maybe there isn't a seam. I'm going to kind of make sure that there's no seam to worry about. And is there a good side? I'll just do this side, and let's get. I don't have to worry about leaving enough room to sit because my lip goes on this part, right? So unless, of course, I take the lid off and sip from there. So that. Oh, jeez. Whoopsie. That is something I'll need to also consider, which I rarely ever take that off to drink from. I'm always using the lid, right? Then what I'm going to do is hit the center, and then I'm going to kind of roll it out and roll it out like so. Okay. And then I know that I use permanent. You want to make sure you use permanent vinyl, and know that it's not food safe or microwave safe. So just want to kind of keep that in mind. And I kind of wish I would have done a little bit of a narrower offset. I don't really like too much of that gold sticking out, but oh well. There we go. And that is how it's done. Look how pretty that is. That is really, I really do like it. Love it. And you can just, I always like to, there we go. Oh gosh, I didn't realize. I thought this was a lift cup, not a twist. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to consider that now. My drink's like this instead of like that. Oh, I thought this was just, you just lift it up so you didn't have to worry about where part you drink from. Okay, well, if I want to redo it, I can redo it. Oh, the mistakes, guys. The mistakes is happening in this video. Well, I'm not a perfect crafter. That's by... Alrighty, so I did this in one of my videos before. Yes, it's been a while actually. And I have another one. These are from the Dollar Tree. And I started getting more of these, and I needed another one. In fact, I kind of took it for my daughter. Shh, don't tell her. It was in her. So the other night that kind of went flying. I was cleaning out her toys. Her birthday's coming up, and I just know that she'll get some stuff for her birthday, and I just think that having too much toys just overwhelms a kid, and they don't end up playing with all of it. So I figured it's, we should go through every once in a while, get rid of things that she doesn't play with anymore. And so anyways, last night I was going through all of our toys and just going through it, as I said, just getting rid of what she doesn't play with anymore. And I was like, I know I gave this to her for her to play with, because I ended up not using it when I bought both of them, thinking I would. And so when I was cleaning her toys, I found it. And I was like, oh yay, I was so excited because I need another one. Gosh, it's the small things, right? It's the small things. So I'm just going to use some scrap pieces of vinyl and putting them together because I can do it. And I hate to cut out or cut off a really large piece. Okay. Okay. There we go. And then just need let's line that up. And so as long as they're overlapping, you are good to go, my friend. I am a little shy here at the edge, or at the S there, and that's not a problem. I can handle having no transfer tape. Boop, 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 boop. Slow down. Okay. Oh, you guys, I forgot to clean it. Okay. And let's get this on here. I'm just kind of looking to see how I centered it with this one. Okay. Looks good. Perfect. So now I have my two little containers of embellishments. Perfect. I have some containers. As I mentioned earlier, we're just going to do a little crafty organization crafts, and I will not be showing you guys the process of me putting it on the containers. For one, they're really big and then just really hard. I'm just making sure I'm not missing any dots to my eyes, the tails. But anyways, just making sure, but anyway, I am going to be doing a craft room tour, and by the time this video would have come out, you guys would already be requesting how I organize certain things. Hopefully, if you're not, then that's fine, and I knew I'm missing a dot. Come back. Okay. Oh, come, there we go. So this is, I'm leaving it to another video to show you where this is getting placed, but I just thought I'd show you the weeding process and kind of remind you all, if you want me to, because I know if you want me to show you a video of, go ahead and get out my pin tool here. If you want me to show you how I organize something in my craft room, because you need help figuring out, all right, I'm not sure how I should organize scrap pieces of vinyl. What do you do in your craft room? I'm going to be making videos, like maybe it might be a short. It will either be a short or an actual video, just kind of depends on the length of the video I'm going to be making for you. And I will actually give you a shout out in that short or in the video. I mean, shorts are videos, but I guess what I'm saying is long form content, meaning anything above a minute. I know YouTube changed their policies as far as their YouTube shorts is now longer, it can be longer than a minute, but if I'm going to do longer than a minute, it's going to be an actual video, but I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, so I will just kind of speak to this, or of this I should say, and then if you're interested to see what these look like, well, you're just going to have to request it in my in my video, I will also post it on my YouTube post. So my, oh gosh, what's it called? I can't think of it. My community post tab on my channel. That way you can just go there, so search for the video that I'm referring to. I think it came out last week. Yes, last week. So be sure to check out that video. But basically, like I said, if you're interested to just know how I organize something and want to show how or want me to show you how I did it, you are just to write it down in the community post, and I will make a video. Now, it may not get posted right away, of course. It will, it could get posted, you know, in next month or in the next few months. So, you know, just be patient, because as you guys know, that I work full time and have family, and then I gotta do my other content. So eventually I will get to you. Now, unless it doesn't pertain to what's going on in my craft room, then I won't be able to show you anything, but I may go ahead and give you some response back and what I would recommend, because I'd love to organize. I am known for my organizational skills. It wakes me up, it thrills me, and I'm excited to share you my wisdom of organizational. That doesn't mean I'm the best. I'm just good at, it's one of my best qualities. So I have press and foil plates. So I have a container that's just full of that. And then I have bundle sets. This is all for my card making stuff. And again, if you're interested to know how I organize my stamp sets and stencils and all that stuff, you can request that in my community page. And then there's pattern cardstock, which you guys are already privy to because I already did this on my channel. I ended up rotating it, and so I need something that's in the front of it instead of the side of it. So I just wanted to read that with you guys, and then I will go ahead and transfer it myself. So we're going to be making a card. I did a lot of the behind the scenes. Normally I would show the process in my card video tutorials, but because this video is already gonna be long enough, I kind of went beyond that. But what I want to do is I ordered this stencil, I don't even know what this is called, what it's called, but I ordered this off of Amazon because I want to make my own stencils for my cards. So like if I see something that let me try rolling this up here. If I see something that on you know, like Concord and Ninth, or you know, any of the stamping companies, and if I see something I really like, I'm gonna try to make it myself, grab my inspiration from them. And so that is what we're going to do in this video. I have not done this before, so wish me the best of luck. But I wanted to show you the process, and then we'll make a quick card way quicker than I normally do in my video tutorials. But anyway, so I will link this. Again, I got it off of Amazon, and my base material is set for stencil film at 0.4 millimeters. I'm not exactly sure what the thickness of this is, and I did do more pressure. So let me test this out real quick. So I have it all set, it's ready to run through my Cricut machine, and I'm gonna run it through, and then we'll take a look to see how well it did. Okay, I probably should have checked this before. Yes, so it did not cut, so that did not work. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Be sure to check yours before you unload it, because you can always run it again. And that's what I should have done from the very beginning. So have it run another pass. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Smart Stencil Matteless Flexible Stencil Film. Try to say that 10 times fast. And I'm going to do more pressure. And the reason why my machine's off to the left here, the reason why I decided to select that smart material, even though it is not smart material, is because I feel like I've never messed with their brand of stencil vinyl, it's not vinyl, but their stencil flexible film. I would imagine it's pretty thick because it's smart material, and you know, I worked with smart material, so I'm wondering if, and I did more pressure, so I think this will be able to get it cut all the way through, but we most certainly will check it out before we remove it. It did not cut through. We're going to try it again. And the reason why I'm not removing the mat is because if you don't remove it, it can recut in the same location. Generally, when you remove the mat and then retry to push it back into the machine, it's not always going to hit it exactly where it did the first time. Okay, I'm going to have to try it again. Okay, 3 passes, and it is not even cutting through the back. So I'm going to try something. I'm not sure if this is going to work. It probably won't, especially since I'm not going to have this lined up like it should. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to mirror, first of all, I'm going to mirror it and move it to the other side because my design's on this side. So I'm going to mirror it, and then I'm going to select the stencil. So we're going to try it again. This probably won't line up exactly, so let's try it again. On the flip side, I got it pretty lined, but on the, no I did not. Okay, it's off a little bit. Okay, well, I am not sure. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to, let's see here, I'm bringing out my little cutting mat, and I'm going to see if I can just try to trim it this way, and then, you know, unfortunately I will just have to kind of play around with it and see what works. I can keep this so I can use this to mask something off. There's my piece. I do worry about having sharp like points in the design, but this is it. This is kind of what I wanted. I will link the inspiration stencil in the description box below. I just figured if I can try to come up with a design, I'll just do it myself and see how it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to create this like watermark design. I am just not this talented to do it by myself, so I'm gonna, that's why I did this stencil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tape this here. I'm gonna go towards the top, and I'm actually going to try to push it towards more, or justify it more towards the the top of this because I want to put my sentiment down there. So I'm going to go ahead and have it go more towards the top. So I don't want you thinking that I can't center things. Well, sometimes it's debatable. And actually I'm thinking I'm not going to have a whole lot of room, so I have another idea. So just because I want to also trim this down as well. And oh, I guess it doesn't matter if it's not completely straight. Okay. So I'm just using Ballet Slipper by Pink Fresh Studio. And I'm just going to ink this up. This video is not card related. Alright, so I'm just going to come in very lightly. I'm going to end up using my spun sugar instead. Okay, and it's okay that I already have some of that Ballet Slipper from Pink Fresh Studio. I wasn't liking how it was barely, I don't know if it's too dry or what, but okay, we're making some progress. That looks really good. Yep, that looks perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Peel that back. That looks really, really good. Yeah, so it just looks like an organic little watermark, and that's what I wanted to go for. Perfect. Okay, let me get this cleaned up real quick. Okay, so off camera I went ahead and did all the die cutting, layering and whatnot, and I just kind of wanted to have number one. Well, that was embarrassing. Let's put that the right way, Rachel. Number one, and I was thinking of having a sub sentiment, but here's the thing, I kind of want to do some splattering. Let's go ahead, and now these are for my stitched dies from Spellbinders, and for those who are interested, but I was going to do some stitching. I just honestly, if I'm going to be completely transparent, I just ran out of time and didn't have time to do any of the stitching. So I went ahead and just left it as is, which is completely fine. Let's see here. That. Okay. So let me get this glued on real quick. Okay, let's flip that over. Put that like that. And that should be just fine. So I kind of like, I think I am going to add some gold splatters. Ugh, I don't know. Or I could do gold embellishments. It's so hard to decide. Look how pretty that is. I'm thinking I'm going to have to bump this up with some foam tape too, because it's just not enough dimension. Okay, 1 second. So what I'll do first is I want to trim down my card base. I'm trying really hard not to make this a card tutorial video because of the other crafts that we have going on in this video, but I think that's too much. I think I'm going to take it down about 1/8 just to have a slight offset. Now that I have my card base trimmed down, I'm going to go ahead and score this. This is an A2 card size, so we have 11 by 4 1/4, so we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Easy peasy. I am going to go ahead and use my bone folder to give that a good crease. Okay, I'm going to move that over, and I'm going to add some foam tape to both the pound sign and the number 1 and my card panel. So let me go ahead and do that real quick off camera. I started to add my foam tape and I forgot that I was going to do a sentiment, and I'm using, let's see here, Pink Fresh Studio Basic Sentiments. And let's see here, I want to put number 1, and then let's see here, number 1, you could do it's your birthday, You could do something really small. You did it, but kind of want something a little bit longer. You could do number 1 for everything. Number 1, you're the best. Let's see. Kind of like you're the best. And how's that? And I was going to do the gold splattering and decided not to because I think I don't want to deter away from the champagne foil that I'm using in this card. So I think that looks good. I am going to add some liquid glue to the backs of these. I did take out, or I did take off, excuse me, the backs to these off camera, so that way we can kind of expedite the time with this card. Okay, and this is simply adding glue. It gives me extra reassurance it's going to stay, as well as giving me a little bit of wiggle room. Hopefully. Sometimes it does, sometimes it... Oh my gosh. No. Oh, crud. Oh. Shoot. Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to have to play around with it. Oh, I cannot believe I just did that. Oh, jeez. That, you guys have no idea how much that upsets me. Number 1. Oh gosh, I am so upset about that. Whew. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some embellishments because that's how we cover up our card mistakes. And that's how we're going to cover it up. Well, you know what? It was supposed to have a watermark look to it, and well, I delivered. I most certainly delivered. Okay. Goodness gracious. Look, it's not even wanting to come up. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Okay, there is one craft project. Now we used our Cricut to create a stencil, and you know, you could most certainly use your Cricut to come up with the number 1 and you're the best. You could use vinyl for it, so most certainly something that you can do with your Cricut. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on with some crafts. All right. I just noticed that my D and C, well, you know what, it's alright. You remember you had to use to kern your fonts, which means if you didn't, you would have these intentional cuts that would go in between or on top of letters. And I had that. This is my logo from Canva. I'm just going to go with it, so I'm not going to fuss over that. Plus, I don't even know if I'm going to like this. I guess I should do a better job explaining what I'm doing. Right, okay. So this is a stamping block, and I don't ever use it as a stamping block because I have my Misty. But what I am doing is I use these, so bringing this card back into topic of conversation here. So there are the shadow layer, there are 3 cardstocks glued together, and then the foil, champagne foil cardstock, there's 2 layers. So when you put 3 layers together, I like to put a huge stamping block, or any type of stamping block for that matter, and it just provides some weight while I'm trying to work on something else and helps adhese it together, if that's a word, adhese, right? So I just have the stamping block, and originally, if I'm going to be completely transparent and embarrass myself, which I'm going to because, well, I'm authentic like that. This is take 2 because I was going to add, let me bring this over here. I was going to add some Armor Etch and etch my logo into this. However, great in theory, but not smart in execution, because, and I was so upset that the Michaels that I went to didn't have it, and luckily I went back and asked someone like, hey, you know, even though your inventory says that you guys don't have any, where would you put this at? And they actually ended up having one, so I was pretty happy about that. But anyway, so I was going to, when I actually recorded it, and I added the armor. Sorry, I'm trying to get the eye out of this guy here. Oh, gosh. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I don't know if I just made it worse. Probably just made it worse. Yes, I did. Okay, well, you know what? Not gonna fuss. Not gonna fuss. So in the video that you guys will not see because, well, I messed up. It says on there, after I already weeded everything out and applied it to my blank, the stencil, if you will, it says it does not etch in plastic. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but acrylic is a form of plastic. And I said, I am going to attempt this regardless. And attempt I did, and fail was the outcome. It didn't even make a scratch. It did not even make a scratch. Oh, I was so disappointed. Which, hey, it says it doesn't do it, so, you know, it is what it is. So here we are, take 2. And I am just going to add my logo to this. And I don't know if this is permanent. I think this might be permanent vinyl, which is fine, but I prefer removable, but I like this pink a lot. And if I don't like it, because sometimes I want to see how it's looking, but I think this is thin enough in design that I'll be able to see. So, okay. So I want to be able to, going back to if it's removable or permanent, I want to be able to take it off in case I don't like it. And it's just bothering me. Okay. And let me get this lined up with my grid. Actually, I'm going to bring it down a little bit so I can see it better. And then let's get this. Okay. Good enough. It's a lot of take 2s in this video because in this upcoming craft I had to, well, I'll show you guys in a moment. Okay, let's pull this off. There we go. We got my logo on the stamping block, and it's pretty straight. I don't know, it's just slightly off, but it will do just fine for what I need. Okay, we are down to the final adhesive craft, and then I have one more craft for the video, and that is going to be an iron-on. So I figured let's just get all the vinyl out of the way and let's do that last. Okay, so this is going to be a little container for all my K-cups at work. Right now I just have it in a unattractive clear plastic shoe box container that I used to put shoes in. Of course I cleaned it out since, and now it holds my K-cups. But since I have a Cricut, we must make a cute little label for it, right? And I just paired 2 fonts together and to create a look that I was looking for. So this is going to go to my work to put my K-cups in. And well, if you can't see what it says, it just says, life is better after coffee. Who's with me on that? I know not everyone's a coffee drinker. Not everyone's perfect, you know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh gosh, I know. My grandmother, God rest her soul, got me addicted to coffee. She let me, I thought my grandmother was so cool. She let me drink her coffee when at a very young age. And of course she would put like this much milk and this much coffee in it. I mean, she put a lot of milk in it. And of course my mom did not like that at all, but who cares? I was with my grandmother. So anyways, that's something I'll never forget. Every time I drink coffee, I always think of her. But so I've been drinking it, I think, since I was, gosh, 11 years old. Not consistently. I mean, I actually very rarely drink coffee at home. Like, if I only drink it at work, and I think it's more so just because it's, oh man, that's terrible. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, come on. Nope, nope. You can stay too. I got a little wrinkle in my transfer tape, so I'm just taking it back off. Trying that again. Okay. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But anyway, it's more like a comfort thing, I suppose, because honestly, it doesn't wake me up. It does not wake me up anymore these days. It just, I love the taste of it. I love the smell more. I love the smell of coffee. And I love coffee. I just love the smell more. Where did this, okay. God, Rachel. You guys, I am making mistakes after mistakes. How does that look? I'm hoping that looks good. Tell me it looks good, because the transfer tape slipped off my hands and the two E's landed. Now I could have picked them up, but I did not want to have to do that. Okay, well, is it perfect? Let's see. Not bad, actually. It landed pretty good. Okay, this is the last vinyl craft that I have for us today. Let me go ahead and clean up my workspace, get out my heat press, and we are going to do, we're going to go ahead and do the final craft, and it's an HTV. Okay, so we're going to do puff vinyl, and I am going to set my heat press at it says 280 to 300. I'm going to go ahead and do 280. Okay, so once we preheat 2 to 3 seconds, and then 8 to 10 seconds for, let me just do 9. And let's see here. What was I going to say? Oh, now I realized for better results, you should do, these are easy read. You should do an actual clamshell heat press, but mine's kind of tucked away, and I'm just going to use good old everyday pressure from myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this weeded. Bringing out my heat pad. My glass mat is heat resistant, excuse me. I'm just folding my shirt off camera here. And just to try to find center here. But since I'm going to be putting a lot of pressure onto this, I don't want to break my glass mat. Yeah, don't want that to happen. Okay, so I found center. That's great. This is a plus size shirt, so it's kind of hard to get center with measuring. And then I am going to fold this. Now the key is making sure your furthest point on the right or left side, depending on which way you do it, is touching the furthest point on the other side. And then you want to make sure that it's like a straight, like you're not going like this and, you know, creasing it. So you want to try to make sure that you do that as well to your best ability. And this is why, well, part of why I always, when I'm cutting my vinyl, to cut it down to size, that I use a straight edge and not just using the scissors, because I can never cut straight. That's never happening. So it just says teaching fills my heart. It really does. I love to teach. I love to teach AutoCAD more than anything. And Inventor 3D, it's 3D modeling software. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to stand up, make it short. Is it going to fully cover it? No, it's going to do one side. A lot of pressure. Okay, I'm going to lift up and do the other side. There we go. You want to lift it up. You saw that I lifted it up while I was doing this side, because you don't want this to hold it down and not puff up. And it actually did a really good job. Let me move that over and turn that off. I don't need that anymore. But it did oh, you know, I forgot to lint roll it. Don't forget to lint roll yours. But can you see that definition? Caesar Easy Weed. I'm not a fan of their vinyl, but I will tell you I'm a fan of their puff vinyl. I think it's better, it's the best that I've worked with thus far that's in retail stores. But there it is. Love it. Oh, it did such a great job. Perfect. Okay. I think that's the last one. I'm looking around. And yeah, that is the last craft of the video. Let's go ahead and pull in all of the crafts and take a look at them as a collective. Well, here they all are. Oh my goodness. There is kind of a pink and gray black theme going on here. Gold, maybe? That was not my intention. It was just to get some crafts done. Well, what do we got here? We got 2, 4, 6, 7 crafts today. And actually, I think I had 2 more on the lineup that I just didn't get to, so I guess we'll have to put that in another video. But they all came out super cute and super fun to do. I love it. We have this really pretty card, and again, you don't have to have all the fancy dies and stuff that I have. You can just simply use your Cricut, cut out some stencil, and I would recommend maybe using theirs, not the one I have. I'm gonna have to play around with that. But anyways, and then you can totally cut out these, maybe not get the design, but still you can totally do this on your own. This doesn't have to, you don't have to purchase a lot, you know, for making cards. And then of course you have this pretty shirt. I absolutely love how this turned out. I love a white vinyl on a gray t-shirt. And then we have my little stamping block with my logo, flamingos. Life is better life is better after coffee, my little mailbox for my daughter, and of course some labeling that I did in this video for some organizational stuff. So overall, a lot of good crafts today. Got a lot done. I'm excited to get this out of my craft room and spread throughout the places it needs to go. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one your craft favorite is. I think mine honestly is tied between this one, the card, and then the shirt. I love all 3 of these. Oh, so hard to choose, but since I'm so into cards, definitely the card that I made in today's video was so much fun. And I invite you, if you don't watch my card videos, if you really had fun watching this one, watch my card videos, because I do go in more in depth instead of just the quick little clips that I showed you when making this card. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you all in the next card or craft video. Bye.